Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a big 3 months. So I've been a little bit quiet since Christmas. I've really had my head down, bum up training pretty hard. I've had a few changes with coaching. I've raced in the Philippines, and I've reassessed probably what I'm aiming for this year. And so, yeah, I think today I want to talk a little bit more about those things and how they've impacted me, things I've learned from them, and yeah, just the exciting things I've got coming up for this season. So at the start of the year, we re-signed a few of my contracts. I've had the same supportive sponsors for 5 or 6 years now. They really underpin my season, so no stress there. We can start the year with the same great team that we've always had. We actually finished the Pain Cave at home here. It's probably been the longest I've actually been in Brisbane for a number of years. So it's been really great to have the Pain Cave there and be just so close to the swimming pool and all the other things that you have in your home life, massage, all those sort of things. So it's been really just head down, bum up, training hard. I guess for me this year, with the way that Kona's been shifted to 2 years, every 2 years, we've decided this year I want to focus on Kona. So we've reassessed that this year, and it's meant that I'm not doing Ibiza. For me, it's just a bit too far to go at this early stage in the year to be traveling so much, because I want to do Ironman Cairns. It would mean traveling to Europe and then back. So yeah, I think really, I know I've been a little quiet, but really I've been getting a lot of work done. I've had a few changes, and yeah, I think they're probably for the best this year with this focus, my reassessed focus on Kona. So I guess that brings me to my unexpected opportunity that's arisen. I have left Cam Watt. We're no longer working together. It's been a 7-year relationship, coaching relationship. I've known Cam for 15 years. I think if there's ever a better time, it's probably going to be, there's not much better than now. Right at the start of the year, I have now the opportunity to, reassess what I've been doing with my training, and realign with the methodologies that got me really to where I was, firing really well a few years ago. I know I had a good season last year, but I think change can be a good thing if you take it as an opportunity. And so you can either sort of dwell on things, or you can reassess where you're at and use it as an opportunity and something to overcome. And perhaps maybe I see it as a way of sort of focusing in on the things that I need personally. So with my training, I do have an amazing team around me. I'm really looking forward to seeing where this year will go. Trying to get a bit of the zippy run back. I know the girls at the front of the road in Kona are running real fast now, and things have changed. So I see it as a really good opportunity, and I'm looking forward to really what I can get out of myself in these next few years. So yeah, I'm not entirely alone, but I'm doing a lot of work and planning things out myself. But yeah, it's really actually quite exciting for me, and I look forward to seeing what I can do with it. So as for racing, it's been a little bit more quiet than normal. I usually have done Gundy and a few other races. I've obviously raced the Philippines, which I'll go into, but I have been doing a few little park runs around Brizzy, which has been fun, just making the run a bit more zippy. And then on a personal note, I actually did a charity event with the M&D Foundation, which was a really cool night where I got auctioned in to swim in a relay team. The problem with the night, which was real funny, was that I was actually it was a 50-metre swim, and so I actually went for a fairly decent amount of money, but actually I needed it to be 4Ks, and I was swimming against Olympic swimmers that are amazing over 50 metres. So in the end I was a little bit of a faux sprinter, but it was pretty fun night. I think the night in total raised $30,000-$40,000 for charity or something. So it was really successful and a fun way to use a skill that I have to give back to people that are less fortunate. I was really excited to see the Philippines Davao 70.3 on the Ironman 70.3 list this year for professionals. It's the first time we've been able to race in Asia since the pandemic, so I couldn't wait to get back to Asia. It's sort of like a fun way to have an experience where you have to be quite self-sufficient for your racing. By going to Asia, you don't have things at your fingertips quite as easily, so I do like to race up there for that experience, just to get me a bit snappy in the mind and make sure that I can cope with all scenarios. So it was really awesome to be able to head up to the Philippines. It's very hot as well. I really love hot races. I had the option of 70.3 Geelong and Gundawindi on the same weekend, but both weren't going to be anywhere near as hot as the Philippines. So yeah, I was really excited. It was I think maybe I raced in the Philippines in 2016, so it's quite a long time ago. But yeah, we were really well welcomed. I arrived very close to the race. I tend to just sort of drop in when it's a shorter distance race and it's sort of early in the season. So picked up from the airport, great hospitality from the team over there, did a great job. And yeah, pretty much had to get set within about 24 hours of landing, but managed to make it happen. It's quite an awesome event.
So how are you feeling about the race?
Well, I'm excited to be back in the heat. I just live for it, I love it so much. There's all little throwbacks to races, like a little bird that sounds like a Kona bird, and chickens from races in like Samoa and stuff. So I'm lucky, I think I'm actually born for it, the heat. Just totally love it, and I think, yeah, I think the more I can make people suffer, the more I love it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it actually. First real hot race in a while.
We would like to acknowledge the presence and arrival of the Honorable Mayor Sebastian. So this morning and getting ready to support the tribe. Usap po sa inyo when you see our athlete.
My bad.
Three, two, one.
We found out that she was pregnant, so then I get stuck into, because I've like spent like so much money on all these tickets and everything like that. And she's like, just go and do one. I'm like, oh no.
How you feeling?
Mate,
6 minutes, 6 minutes.
I've even shaved my fucking head for this shit.
The swim reminded me a little bit of the Hawaiian Ironman because it was sort of come off a little pier, and there was a pier there and people were watching from the pier and they had drummers and everything, so I quite enjoyed the start of the race. It was a challenging swim. I think a few people swam quite a bit slower than normal. We had Lauren Brandon in the race, Lottie Lucas and Julie Molo from Italy, and then also a bunch of other people, Dimity Lee Duke and a few others. So yeah, it was quite a good field actually, and diverse from all around the world. So a few from Europe and the US, Australia, Asia, etc. So yeah, it was quite a good event. I know, yeah, we sort of swam like 27 minutes or something, so I think it was either long or there was a solid current in one direction, but yeah, Lauren definitely got out maybe 1 or 2 minutes ahead. It was kind of expected, but you always kind of hope that you, well, I guess not hope, but you do plan for your trainings at the level where you could keep up. But in the end, I guess, you know, I got out with Lottie and just a little bit behind Julie, so it wasn't too much damage by the start of the bike. And I'd pretty much made my way to the front of the group of Julie and Lottie by maybe 10 k's into the bike, and it was hard chasing after Lauren. I think I caught Lauren at about 35 k's into the bike, and by that time it was still a headwind. It was a directional ride, one way out, one way back, and we were facing a headwind on the way out, and I caught Lauren and I probably could have passed a bit harder and I didn't, and Lauren was able to keep up with me, and then when we turned it was a tailwind, so it was even easier to probably stay with me. I should have probably pushed a bit harder there, but yeah, I had a very strong bike in the end. It was probably, I don't know, maybe the fastest bike on that course for quite some time. So yeah, and I got back and it was like literally hotter than the sun. As soon as I got off onto the run, I was like quite almost succumbed to it really. Like it was overwhelming, the heat. So probably the hottest run I would say that I've ever had to actually do. It's like if you had cement, it was literally cement buildings that maybe 3 or 4 stories high maximum. There's no shade, but it was able to like store radiant heat. So yeah, it was just constant heat. And so it became a battle of survival. Like I kind of got away from Lauren in the first like K, but that didn't grow that much. I was sort of edging away for a bit of the run, but then I started like being very conservative, making aid station because I was like, oh, this could end badly. But you know, on paper it looks like it was kind of easy, but it wasn't at all. Like I was worried the whole time that I could have just completely capitulated. In actual fact, I did trip and roll my ankle and fall over at one point, purely because it was just like so hot that you would be pouring so much water on yourself that your feet would get so wet in your shoes. And I kind of like stumbled on like the edge of a pothole on a cambered road, and I just fell into it and fell over at like 16k, and you're like, whoa, hang on, this could be it, you know, and the lead wasn't that much. So yeah, I guess it was a reminder that it's not over till it's over, and you know, I just had to get up and sort of ignored it and tried to like just hobble for a little bit until it kind of like freed up a bit.
Yeah, 2 minutes up there, 2 minutes.
I think it's more now. It's more now, I think.
Probably.
Yeah, definitely was so hard. The most challenging race. I was so glad to see the end, and what was even more annoying is on my watch it was like long. So, so that like made it even harder, but.
Representing Australia, Crowley. And we have this dance with us, presenting Davao Philippines.
Yeah, great event. We had yeah, really awesome finish line experience. Yeah, and it's just so awesome to see the crowds out. This race had people lined all down the bike course and like real deep on the run as well. So I don't know, they obviously the locals are okay with the heat, but and they're out there cheering and supporting the whole day despite how hot it was. So yeah, it was super cool. Really had a great time, enjoyed all the facilities, the hotel we had, the host hotel was amazing. The Dusit Tani Hotel in Davao was really lovely, and the staff were amazing. It was, after the race was actually pretty fun. The staff all came down to the foyer and like blew up like this, I don't know, confetti thing, gun, and you know, all cheered when we came back from the race. It's good to see that they support triathlon so much. Even in the local supermarket, people were running around getting photos with me the day after the race because they plastered it all over the local news. So yeah, if you need to feel good about doing tri, go to the Philippines because they really love the event and they completely support it. So yeah, it was a good little checkpoint for the training. A couple of months in, I think it was in the middle of March. We're now in April. Can use that experience, or I have used that experience to realign and to test some of what I've been doing and to adjust it for what's to come. Okay, so you might be wondering what's next for me. I'm still in Brisbane. I'll be doing the local Moreton Bay Triathlon. It's a almost middle distance. It's I think 2K 60, 15K triathlon just up the road here. I'm excited to be racing so close to home. Means I'll probably have a bucket of training around the race, ride out, ride back, run all sorts of things. But yeah, it really is a nice calm way to start the year, to test a few different things leading up to Ironman Cairns, which I'm excited to do again, and then heading over to Park City to start my preparation for Hawaii. In Cairns, if you're around, I've actually got some cool signing cards. We're going to do a signing at the booth for Hoka. So this is pretty cool photos here that we've had Dale's done over the years. So new signing cards, and yeah, look forward to seeing everyone there. We hope to have a bit of fanfare going on. I'd love to see everyone out supporting me, trying to back-to-back that race. Cool things out this year, while we're onto Hoka. You can now get the new Rocket X2 that I showed you guys around Christmas. It's looking pretty flash. This is my go-to race shoe now. It's so good to see it out and for everyone else in the general public to be able to buy. So get online, check that one out. Super fast, really good foam, really fast shoe. Yeah, so if I see you out and about, say hi in Brizzy. I'll be out training. So not only have I re-signed with Wahoo, Form, Oakley, 2XU, PH, but we've also started partnering with Hyper Ice, and I'm really excited about this because they help me with recovering in between all my training sessions. So you might have seen them at the Ironman events. They're actually an Ironman Premier sponsor, recovery sponsor. So yeah, next time you're at a race, get in there and test out some of the stuff. Usually they have the boots on there to test, but actually in the Ironman Expo, I think you can actually try out the guns and the balls and yeah, like the roller and everything. Yeah, it's like really a critical part of my training, so I'm really excited about this new partnership and working with the team at Hyper Ice. It's really cool. Yeah, and looking forward to seeing everybody out on a course this year. Hopefully see a few people in Hawaii, and good luck and all the best for 2023. Is that okay? Blah, 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 blah.